Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Frags Twitches, and thank you for tuning in. Now I should probably start this video by apologising for not uploading much recently. I've had a little bit of a break. The reality is most of you probably didn't notice and more than likely didn't care, but I have not uploaded for well over a week. And the reason being because I recently became a father for the second time to a beautiful little girl. So as you can imagine, I've been rather busy and quite literally I've had my hands in shit. So I've not really found the desire or time to film any videos. But that said, I'm doing this now just so I can get a break from crying babies and changing nappies and all that jazz. Today's video is me sharing with you what I recently purchased on eBay when they were doing a 20% discount code, so I had to take advantage of it. I bought 2 fragrances and I've got some really good deals, at least I'm pleased with them, so I thought I'd share with you what they are. The first fragrance I picked up through the eBay discount code was this. It is Dolce & Gabbana The One Grey, and I got an absolute steal on this because I got 100ml for less than £25. Now the reason it's so cheap is because the box is, as you can possibly see, has taken a hit. So it's sold as a damaged box, but it was still cellophane wraps, kind of as new in other than the damage. So it's a really good price anyway, plus the 20% off meant this was less than £25, which is an absolute steal for 100ml. So I was really chuffed with that. Now, this is not, strictly speaking, a blind buy because I did originally smell this in store quite a long time ago, months and months ago. And you know what, when I smelt it, I was really pleasantly surprised because this did not get much love from the Fragcom or many other YouTubers. They pretty much described it as a kind of redundant release, a bit boring, a bit meh. And you know what, I think this would have done a lot better if it had better branding or marketing. Dolce & Gabbana The One Grey. Like, grey is basically an adjective for dull. If things are grey, it's just boring. It's a boring colour. They might as well have called it Dolce & Gabbana The One Beige. Like, why did they call it grey? I genuinely think this would have been much better received and done a lot better if it was called Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau Fresh. Something like that, along the lines of the Terre d'Hermès line. Just to show that this is basically it's the one but a fresher, kind of more summer-like version, which is what this is, but I can kind of get onto that in a mo. So as I said, I did get a good deal on this because the box was kind of damaged, it's taken a bit of a ding. The bottle is fine, which I will show you in a moment, but the lid has also kind of taken a ding as well. So it's kind of, the plastic is lifting up and inside it's cracked. So I probably won't even keep the lid, I'll probably chuck that, to be honest. But the bottle is totally fine, totally working, spray's all fine, no damages, cracks, etc. And you know what, as Big Beard B says, fuck the box, I don't care, I'm all about the bottle and the juice. And as I said, I just think this is, I'm not saying this is a masterpiece fragrance, but what I'm saying is this has been harshly rated. I think Ashton at SeeScents probably rated this quite fairly, it's quite a balanced review. He basically said, it's not the best fragrance he's smelt, but it's not the worst. He said it's actually, you know, smells good. And he's right. If you've not smelt this, give it a go. Now, I'm not saying it's blind buy worthy, but if you like the one, you'll probably will like this. But just don't write it off. That's what I'm saying. Just because a YouTuber says it's shit, just don't write it off because it's a very clean, fresh, solid, everyday work type fragrance. This has worked really well in the office because it's not offensive at all. It's really clean, really pleasant, and I can't see anybody actively disliking this fragrance. This is such a solid office scent, kind of daily driver. So it opens with a very fresh opening, which is not too similar to the one initially. You get a lot of grapefruit, and I do start getting some of the vetiver fruit, but it's quite a fresh, citrusy, fruity kind of opening. I'd say more citrusy than fruity, but the grapefruit is definitely kind of more prominent. Now, as it starts drying down, within 10 minutes, if that, 5 to 10 minutes, you start basically getting the original, the one coming through. And then it gets slightly sweeter. So it's not as sweet as the original, the one, the EDT or the EDP. But it does have a slight amount of sweetness coming through. I don't get kind of too much tobacco, but it's definitely recognisable as the one DNA once it dries down a little bit. But it still remains, so as it dries down, the one comes through, the vetiver comes through a little bit more strongly, so you're basically left with the one basically the 1.0 Fresh. It's like a fresher version and it's a bit cleaner. As I say, with the vetiver, it just makes it a very clean, fresh fragrance that's very easy to wear. So far, I've only got this a couple of days ago. Performance-wise, seems to be kind of what you'd expect from the one line. The EDP was a lot better than the EDT, but this is kind of probably somewhere in between the EDT and the EDP for me. It doesn't project as strongly as the EDP, I don't think, and I don't think the performance is, because it's a bit of a lighter fragrance, it's harder to judge the performance. I got the wife to sort of smell my neck after wearing this for about 6 hours or something. I said, can you still smell it? And she said, yeah, just about. So I think it's there, but it's not as, because it doesn't project and it's not quite as sort of thick and heavy, it's not as noticeable as the one. But basically, it's a great office scent. So just don't write it off. That's the take-home message. Just because a YouTuber says something shit, go and smell it for yourself. I'm not saying it's blind buy worthy, but get your nose on it. The next fragrance, again, strictly speaking, isn't a blind buy because I have smelt it before. I smelt it ages ago in store, briefly in 2019, I think it was, but I've not smelt it since, and I genuinely can't remember what it smells like. I do remember smelling it and going, oh yeah, that's nice, but that's it. I cannot remember at all what it smells like, so it is a little bit of a pump because my tastes may have changed. I don't know. But again, I got a very good deal on this. I paid less than £22 for 75ml of the original John Varvatos. So yeah, this is the original John Varvatos. None of the other kind of Artisan Pures, etc. This is the original. So I'm fully aware that this is a bit more of a kind of darker, more sort of autumn winter fragrance, which is why I've bought it. But as I say, I've got less than £22 is what I paid for this. But I am also aware that by all accounts, the performance of this is dog shit. But you can see this is still wrapped, so this is sort of going to be a first impressions, but not quite. So let's open it and get into this. So I like the bottles that these guys do. I like the style. It's very kind of simple yet classy, so kind of liking that. But let's give this a go. Just give that a moment. Do comment below what's your favourite from the House of John Varvatos. Is it Artisan Pure? Seems to be the most. What sort of performance do you get from these? I know some people say, oh, you know, I get beast performance as per usual, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's dog shit. So let's find out. Right, let's see what this bad boy smells like. Still a little bit alcoholic, so I'm just going to give it a wave. But so far, so good. That's good. That's really good. It just strikes me as a very manly fragrance, but not old school. That's the thing. A lot of kind of manly fragrances normally means kind of gentlemanly, like fougere, kind of old school, kind of mature kind of fragrances, where this is not. It smells manly, but it's not too kind of old school. It's clean, but yeah, it's got something going on. It's got a bit of depth. It's not so heavy that you couldn't wear this like in the office, etc. It's not like a full-on winter-only fragrance in bitter cold weather. It's got a nice subtle sweetness to it, but again, not too heavy, not too sickly or anything like that. It's nice. It's like a very nice, manly, sort of clean, bit woody sort of fragrance. Really like that. That's nice. I don't know how long it's going to last. Apparently the performance is, this house is renowned for having bad performance. But do comment below, let me know, how do you get on with this fragrance house. What's your favourite? Does it perform? But again, for sort of 22 quid or less than £22 for 75ml, I'm quite happy for this, just even if it's kind of wearing it around the house, or at the weekends I can sort of top up, or even just carry a little travel sample. But it's already fairly light, if I'm honest. I think there was 3 sprays there, and it's already feeling fairly light, but there's a nice cleanness to it, yet there's got some depth, but there's almost a subtle kind of powderiness, but very subtle. It's quite clean, it's got something behind it, it's giving it a bit of oomph. Really nice. I'm really chuffed with that. So that's it, just a couple of fragrances I bought using a 20% discount code on eBay. Let me know below, did you make use of that discount code? Did you get any bargains? What have you picked up recently? And are you happy, are you not? Do comment below and let me know, I'll be intrigued. Thanks again for watching, do take care, and I will see you for the next video. Take care, much love.